is that I'm offering these workshops because it is impossible to learn pronunciation by just listening to what someone does and repeating it. I shouldn't say it's impossible. I should say it's almost impossible. For most people, it's not possible. And what happens is if you listen and you try to repeat it and nobody is there, you know, you're watching a movie, you try to repeat something, you say it over and over again. If no one is there to tell you whether you're getting it or not, whether you're getting it right or not, then you learn a pronunciation that might be unique to you, that has nothing to do with what the speaker is actually saying. So when you're studying pronunciation, and this is for any language, you need to learn how to use your mouth differently, how to use all the muscles of your mouth differently. And that takes practice, and you have to be willing to look like a fool while you're practicing. Ask people for help, be humble, and just say, I want to learn this, can you help me? That's really, really important. And I think your tutors are probably going to be the ones that will help you the most. And I think from what I understand, most of you who have tutors have really fun relationships with them. I don't think they would mind if you said, I can't say this sound. How do I say this sound? And then watch what they do with their mouth. You can listen with your ears, but if you're not watching with your mouth, you probably won't get the whole picture. This is interesting. Elena, I have you on the big screen and nobody else. I'm learning how to do this. I know, it's interesting. I just see you. Oh, and you know what else I learned? Watch this. You see me on the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this, just for fun. Oh, go ahead and laugh. I'm so bad at this stuff. Oh no, my other virtual backgrounds are gone. Rats, I downloaded a whole lot of them. And I don't know what happened. I have a bridge here.
Yeah.
And I have a sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I also have, watch this. Wait a second, where is it? I thought this would impress you. Ready? How's that? Anyway, I'm desperately trying to learn Zoom just so I can run this class a little bit better, but I'm terrible at it. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. I had so many backgrounds downloaded and they've all disappeared. So let's see. So I will pick virtual backgrounds. I will pick my beach again. Okay, so questions from last session. Anybody have questions from last session? Or sounds that you're interested in working on from last session? Silence.
I still continue working. You point my bad pronunciation about W and TH. So I'm working with that. I have my Christmas gift.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's wonderful. That's great, Elena.
And I read slowly and just sometimes I disappointed, sometimes I'm just laughing because it just seems for me stupid. Like you say, it's sometimes, you know, I feel like I'm kids or something, so I'm working.
But after a while, you have fun with it. It's actually fun because you're being so silly. You have to laugh at yourself. Yeah. At least I do. I just think of myself as, you know, just really silly when I'm learning a language. I go around making sounds that nobody knows yet, but I'm practicing and eventually I get it. It takes a lot of work, but I want to make one correction to what you said, and that is I never called your pronunciation bad. I didn't say you were bad at those things.
No.
Yeah. No,
you didn't say.
Your command of English is amazing to me. That goes for all of you whom I've heard speak. You just are incredible, the fluency you have. I don't know how you do that. English is not an easy language to learn. So
the same with Russian. You can do this with Russian.
But Russian is simpler than English is. It's structurally, much simpler.
No way.
Yeah, you have no verb to be in the present tense. You just say I here, you there. No irregular, you know, I am, you are, he is. Anyway, it's just a matter of practice. Russian has a lot to remember, has a lot of endings to remember. Mm-hmm. But they're pretty regular compared to English. I mean, English is tough, I think. But then again, I speak it. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let's hear from some of you who are newer. How about Hayan? Hayan, what sounds are most interesting to work on for you?
Well, I wrote some words down, so maybe you can help me out.
Excellent.
Yeah. So how about the word genuinely? Do you know which word I'm saying?
I'm just jotting it down. Genuinely. Okay.
And
You said it
then
very well.
because I say very slowly.
Okay, let me stop you for a minute. I don't know, you weren't here the first class, so I asked everyone's permission to correct you. May I correct you if
Of
if you
course,
say something that I hear?
of course.
Okay, I'm noticing a pattern in your speech. Let me ask if any of your other participants have noticed it. I immediately notice when you speak. Your English is very fluent. I understand everything you say, no problem. But I notice a pronunciation pattern in your speech that's interesting. So tell me again about how you wrote down specific words. And I want everybody to listen and see if you can hear the pattern. The more you hear each other, the more you will have to work with when you're improving your own pronunciation. I hear a pattern that's very typical of speakers of Asian languages. So can anybody, so talk a little bit, let us hear. Yeah, you. Hi, Jan. Yeah,
So
just,
you want me to say the word again or
Yeah.
just say something else?
you just did. You said fine. You did the pattern again, so that's perfect. Does anybody notice the pattern? Nobody notices.
I don't know this.
Of course, well, that's not fair because you never notice it yourself. I don't notice my own patterns of speech. Other people have to tell me. Okay, you are doing something that's very typical of Asian speakers, especially when they're very fast and fluent. And that is you're leaving off the final consonants of words. You don't say word, you say word.
Word.
Yeah,
Word.
when you're speaking fast, you're leaving off endings. I can understand everything you say. No one would have any trouble understanding what you say. But your pronunciation will be cleaner if you can work on final consonants. Word, word.
Word.
Yeah, and it's a little tough in English because we have two different consonant sounds for most consonants. And one sound is when they start a word, and the other sound is when they end a word. Like, listen to this. I don't know if you know the English word barb. A barb is like a thorn on a rose. It's a very sharp, small object, a barb. Barbed wire fence. Have you ever heard of barbed wire fence? The fence that they put around prisons. It's that wire that wraps around and around. It has little tiny sharp points in it. That's a barbed wire fence. So the word is barb. But look what happens. Yeah, but watch. You just said bar. And I'm saying barb.
Could you spell the word?
I could. It's B-A-R-B.
Oh, barb.
Barb.
B-A-R-D.
No, B-A-R-B.
B-A-R-B.
Yeah, two B's. B as in boy, B as in boy.
Oh, okay. Barb.
Yes, barb.
Barb.
But listen to the difference in the first B and the second B. Let me get closer to the screen. Barb. Barb.
Barb.
Barb.
Barb.
Barb. Okay, listen to what I do it and watch what my mouth is doing. Barb. Barb. Yeah, you did it. That's perfect. Barb. You come down hard on the B in the beginning. Barb. But at the end, you barely hear the B. Barb.
Barb.
Yes, perfect. That was perfect. Yes. Yes, you don't say barb, you say barb.
Barb.
Can everybody else do that easily? Galina?
Barb.
Barb. Barb. Barb. Barb.
Yeah, barb, you got it. Good. Good. It's a frequent pronunciation mistake that people make when they're learning English. They take a consonant that's the same in the beginning and the end, and they pronounce it the same way. But in English, it's not pronounced the same way. Same thing with, let's say, tot, like a little baby, a small tot, a child, a T-O-T, tot. We don't say tot. We say tot. We say the letter T on the roof of our mouth at the end, but we don't expel air. In the beginning, we expel air. We say tot, tot. But the last consonant, we don't expel air. Tot, tot, hot, Hot.
hot,
Hot.
hot.
Yeah, you don't want to go hot, hot, just hot. It's like you
Hot.
close the consonant, but you don't let the air come out. Hot.
Hot.
Yes, that's it. That's perfect, what you just said. Can everybody see her mouth clearly when she does that?
Hot.
Can you see what she's
Hot.
doing with her mouth? Because it's perfect. Hot. Can everybody else say that?
Hot.
Yes, hot. I was so hot. I was
hot.
so hot.
So hot.
Yes, I was very late.
I was very late.
Yeah, now you're getting a little heavy on the late. I don't want to hear that t sound. I just want to hear that you closed your mouth and you touched the tongue to the roof of your mouth so no more air is coming out. Late.
Late.
Yes, you got it.
Late.
Late. Late.
Late.
Yes.
Late.
I got there so late.
I got there so late.
Yes. That's perfect.
So late.
So late.
Late. So late.
And what about laid? I laid it on the table. Laid.
Laid.
Yes. Can everybody say that same word? Laid? Galina, Olena, Marcella.
Laid. Laid.
Laid. Without the d on the end of it. It just, the final D stops it's in the same position as the first D, but you don't release it. Once your tongue hits the roof of your mouth, you do not release air. Laid. Laid.
Laid.
Yes.
Laid.
Laid. Laid.
Laid.
Yep, you got it.
Laid.
How about Marcella? Very quiet over there. Marcella's our quiet companion. Let's hear you try a few. Okay, how do you do hot, hate, laid, made?
Laid.
Hot, late, made,
Hot.
Mate and made.
Made.
and made.
Mate and made. What's the difference when I say those two words, mate and made? What do you hear as the difference?
The last letter pa. Made and made.
Mate and made. Can you hear any difference?
No.
Okay, you know what a mate is, right?
Yes.
My roommate, mate,
Made.
and maid.
Made.
Mate and maid. And
Mate,
anybody here, this is why it's so difficult to learn pronunciation, because you don't always hear the fine points of it unless somebody tells you to listen for it. So mate and maid, what is the difference in those two words and the sounds? I'm going to say them a couple of times. Listen and then tell me what you hear as the differences. Mate, maid, mate, maid, mate, maid, mate, maid. It's a great mate. I have it made.
Shorter, first is shorter and softer.
Yes, exactly. The first one with the T is shorter than the second one with the D. Why? And does anybody know why, or can you guess why? You may not be able to. I'm going to tell you, so I won't keep you in suspense. Mate and maid. There's a trick to this. When I tell you the trick, you're going to be able to look at words and apply this rule. Mate, maid.
It's different spelling, probably.
Well, they're different spelling, but that wouldn't help you pronounce them correctly. Well, maybe it would if you associated the spelling, but that's not what accounts for the difference when you pronounce them. Mate, maid. Mate, maid.
Mate. Made.
Any other guesses? I love to watch people try to do this, because for the rest of the week, it is I who am trying to do this. When I'm working on my other languages that I'm studying, and I'm sitting there doing the same thing you're doing. So it's fun to be on the other end of the desk.
Excuse me, Mary. So the word mate is spelled M-A-T-E.
Correct.
And then the second word is M-A-I.
Well, it could be M-A-I-D or it could be M-A-D-E. Either one is right. Maid is when you have someone who works in your house and cleans your house. That's your maid. Or it can be the past tense of the verb to make. You say, I just made it. Made.
Made.
Yeah.
I would say I'm guessing that the mate it has a rising tone, and then the mate has a the opposite. So the first
Okay,
one has a
well,
rising tone.
Yeah, you're hearing the way that I'm saying it because I'm saying made, that rises, and made, that falls, because I'm
Yes.
saying that in that order. But what if I said, is that what you made? Is that what you made? Now
Maybe
my rising tone is on the end of the made.
maybe we need to separate D, that we hear it more clear, more loud. So
Now
because
you're on the right track. Now you're on the right track. It's not even that you separate it, it's that when you say the letter D in English, you're using your voice. Try it. D, d, d.
Duh, 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 duh.
Feel it. Feel your voice.
Duh,
D,
duh,
d,
duh,
d,
duh,
d,
duh,
d.
duh.
When you say the letter T in English, you are not using your voice. It's
Yeah.
d,
Yes.
d, d.
Duh, duh, duh. Made.
So
Made.
here's the trick.
Soundless.
If you see the letter D as the final consonant in a word, it doesn't have to be the final letter, it's just the final sound, as in made. If this is called a voiced consonant, which means you're using your voice to make that consonant, d, d, d. You have to use your voice. When there's a voiced consonant at the end of a word, the vowel in the word gets longer.
Oh.
When there is an unvoiced consonant, like T, listen to this. T, 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 t. You don't hear my voice. T, t, t. No voice, right? It's just air. T. But if I go d, 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 now you hear my voice.
Duh, duh.
So when there's a voiced consonant at the end of a word, the vowel before it is going to be longer. So that even if you don't hear the voiced consonant, people will think you said it because they hear that long vowel. So mate, made, rate, raid. What rate is the bank offering? The police did a big raid. But listen how it shortens and lengthens. Rate, raid. Mate, made. Try it. See for yourself. You almost can't do that wrong once you understand.
Made.
Yep, that's perfect.
Made. Mate. Made. Rate. Raid.
Can everybody hear what Hayana's doing? Galina, Elena, can you hear what she's doing?
Made.
The difference?
Mate. Made.
Yes. Patty, can you hear?
Mate.
yeah,
Okay, is this comprehensible, what I'm saying?
yeah, the long, yeah.
Okay. Same thing when you take a word like right and ride. Right and ride. She was right. I gave her a ride. Hear how the vowel gets longer? Right? I. And look at how it works in a very short word like ice. I-C-E. Ice is very cold. I-C-E.
Ice.
And
Ice.
eyes. We all have
Eyes.
we all have two eyes.
Eyes.
Yes, if you're going to put a consonant at the end of the word there, it has to have a voice to it. Otherwise, you're going to be saying ice. You're going to be saying we all have two ice. Right? So it's not we all have two ice. It's we all have two eyes. So you say the vowel sound, but you say it longer. Eyes.
Eyes.
And then the consonant sound at the end is voiced.
Eyes.
Here's the tricky one. Half and have. Half, have.
Have. Have.
Yeah.
Have. Have. Have.
So I said to you, look at the difference in meaning. If I say to you, do you have it? What am I asking? Do you have it?
Parts?
Yes. I'm asking about parts. For example, I'm following a recipe and I have a tomato in my hand and I'm trying to make a salad and I say to my teacher, Do you half it or do you use it whole? In other words, do you cut it in half? I say, do you half it? But I say, I have the tomato. I have the tomato. Should I half it? I have it. Should I half it? And you hear the difference when you voice it and when you don't? V at the end of a sentence, anywhere, V is a voiced consonant. F is not. F is a just no voice, just air. V is a voiced consonant. So if there's a vowel before a voiced consonant, it gets longer. And this is convenient because if you're speaking quickly, very often the consonant at the end of the word kind of falls off a little bit. It's much shorter because you're speaking so fast, but you will never be misunderstood if you make the vowel longer. What do you have?
What do you
What do you
have?
have? What do you have?
Have.
What do you have?
Have.
What do you have? I have the tomato. I have the tomato that I have in my hand.
This is the hard one.
Yeah.
It is. I know. I'm trying to pick out tricky things.
I can't tell the difference.
Oh, yes, you can. You told the difference when I said it. You may not be able to hear it all the time, but if I say, tell me which one I'm saying now. Have.
HAVE.
Sorry?
HAVE, have.
Right, exactly. Have. But listen to what happens to the vowel sound if I say have. Have. I have half. I have half. I have half. You have the other half. I have half.
Short.
Does it make sense? Am I making sense? Marcella?
Yeah. I need to practice, but interesting. Thank you.
Let's hear you
Half,
try.
half.
Try a couple. Half and half.
Half,
Have.
half,
Have.
Half,
half,
have.
have,
Have.
Yeah. Let's hear you do v.
have.
Just the word, just the sound. V.
v.
Yes, you got it. Well, are you a Spanish speaker? Okay, so you don't have that sound in Spanish. That's the problem. It's harder for you. Everybody else here has that sound in their own language. So this is one you have to practice more. And then there are other instances where you have the sound in your language and they have to practice more. This one it's really important for Spanish speakers because you will be misunderstood because you make everything into half. I have it. And sometimes that's okay, but other times you really will be misunderstood. So you want to say have, made,
Need.
raid, aid, foreign aid,
Aid.
wade.
Wade.
And for Galina and Elena, wade rather than vade, wade. Yeah, you make your mouth, you point your mouth like ooh, and then you say a, way. Yes, wade. If you practice that, you will no longer say, I vade it. I vade the produce. I vade the oranges. You'll say, I weighed the oranges. I weighed the produce. That's an easy correction. You all have done that really well. I don't know how much you're practicing in your own life in between sessions, but in this workshop, you both are very good at that. The weighed. Yeah. If anybody pronounces W as a V, they can immediately correct that by pronouncing wade, wide, warm. Instead of vade, vide, and vorm, you know, typically Slavic speakers will say, it was very warm. It was very warm. All V sounds because you don't have the W sound in your language. And how you can change that is to just go, it was very warm. Warm. Yes, warm. That's perfect. Warm. Yep.
Warm.
You got it.
It was very warm.
You got it. Exactly.
Warm.
Marcella, how are you at that? Warm.
Warm.
Do you have any problem with the word warm?
Warm.
Warm?
Warm.
Yes, beautiful. Warm. Warm.
Warm.
So the trick for that is to start with the oo sound, oo, and then arm.
Warm. Warm.
Replace the
Warm.
W with an oo. I can see Patty's brain calculating this. You're going to be,
Warm.
when you're
Warm.
tutoring, you're going to have all this stuff in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, warm, warm, warm.
Warm. Warm. Warm.
Yeah, see how well she does it? Warm.
Warm.
These are such simple changes that you
Warm.
make, and then the rest is really up to you for practicing. Okay, Elena and Galina, how about sounds for you? You've been very quiet today.
Warm.
I'm looking at you.
Warm.
To pronounce or what?
Yeah, some sounds that you'd like help with.
Wave, warm, wave, warm,
What's flame?
wave.
Oh, wave. Yes,
wave.
wave.
Behind you.
Like wave. Oh, yeah, the ocean wave. Yes. But you see, when I move my head, my hair kind of disappears. This way I don't have to clean my house.
Yeah, it's windy also there. Windy.
That's perfect. That's perfect what you're doing. Windy. It's windy.
Windy.
Yes.
Wave.
Perfect.
Wave are warm. Wave
Wave.
are warm.
Wave. There you want to do linking. Waves are warm.
Waves are
Waves are warm.
Yeah, waves are warm. That's hard to do. Vz, vz. But you Slavics, you have a lot of z sounds in your language. So for the Americans and the Spanish speakers, that's hard. We don't have those sounds. Waves are warm.
Waves are warm.
Yeah. Waves are warm.
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 Oh, you're making me hot.
Waves are warm.
Warm, warm. Okay. Warm. Oh, what's in the bottom of your glass? What is in the bottom of your glass, Hayan? The orange little.
This one?
Yeah.
The Chinese herbal.
Oh.
Chinese herbal. So I don't know what's in English called. So.
Oh. Huh. What's it called?
Goji.
Goji. Oh, wait, it's the same. The goji berries.
Oh, really? Oh, that's the same thing there. I have no idea.
We probably just stole the word from Chinese.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
In some places, they call them goji berries. Goji.
Yeah, that's the goji, yeah.
Goji berry, yeah.
Yes,
See,
yes.
See, I know Chinese now. So, okay, who else wants to work on a sound? Come on, this is your own personal private time. Push me. Come on, lady.
Let's talk about the da. It's difficult sound always. I don't know for everybody. I think we have the same problem with Spanish speakers and Slavic speakers. We have this problem.
Yeah, the is one of the last things that children learn in English. The and the letter R.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I tell you about my nephew and the word the? Didn't I tell you that story the first class? My little nephew, he's about 2 years old. And I took him into a toy store. And, oh no, that was TR. That wasn't the, that was TR. But it was just as bad. I took him into a toy store. He couldn't say TR. He could not say try. He just couldn't do it. Took him into a toy store. And there was a truck that he wanted me to buy him. But he can't say TR. So anytime he has a word with TR, he makes it into F. So he started yelling in the store, fuck, Mary, fuck. Mommy, he's just a little boy. Oh, dear. Oh. But that's what happens when you learn English. I mean, the little kids do that all the time, and it's hilariously funny. So yeah, TH is a hard sound, and so is TR. These are sounds you learn later in the language. TH is easy to teach, and then you have to just practice it. I can teach you how to do TH. And I think I went over this in the first class, but you take a breath. You put your tongue between your teeth while you're holding your breath. You take a breath in like, and you just let go of the breath over your teeth. So, yeah. You just breathe out over your teeth. That is how it feels when you do the. And if it has voice, it's the. If it doesn't have voice, it's think.
Yeah, you showed this last time, and I practiced, and I'm not sure if I got it. So I have two of that books, and first one, the cat in the hat.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. The cat in the hat.
It's correctly?
It's perfect. I'm going to work on your H sounds. The TH is so good. You're already doing that. I'm going to work on the H sounds. For Slavic people, you don't have a soft H. Like this is our soft H. It's just breathing out. It's so let's hear you do that. Like you're exasperated. You've been in a meeting all day. You're so tired. You want to leave, but it's not over yet. So you go, do that. Yes. Yes, that's our H sound.
It's like hat? You mean hat?
No, because what you're doing now, that's the sound that you would use in hat. Yeah, sound you would use in hat. But Slavic speakers of Slavic languages, typically you close the back of your throat because you don't have that exact sound. You have a similar sound, which is ha.
Yeah, we say hat. Like
that's
hat.
Right. So
without air.
No, it's with air, but it's far. You're saying it. What happens in your language?
It's pressure, without pressure. I mean,
what happens in your language is you're closing your throat to say. If you feel, try to say хорошо. You'll see.
Хорошо.
Yeah, can you feel your throat?
It's here.
That's
close.
right. It's back here. Your throat closes to say that ha sound. In English, the throat doesn't close. We just go. Хорошо. That's why Americans will say очень хорошо. They say that because Americans don't know how to close their throat. They don't know how to say h. Germans do, Russians do, Slavic language speakers do, but Americans don't have the h sound in English, so they say h instead. You don't have the h sound in English, so you say h instead. You say h. What you need to practice is to not close your throat. Leave your throat open like hot
potato.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Can everybody hear how she did that? I get very excited when I see you guys succeed, and you're just sitting there plain faced like, oh yeah, okay. That's really good when you can instantly change a sound like that. Hot.
Yeah, I practice with that, but I don't always use it. You know, when I speak, I forget to use.
Because of course you have habits of saying it differently. It's very hard to break habits, especially because all of you are so fluent. That's a big problem. You're so fluent that you don't have problems. When you're out and about speaking to people, everybody understands what you're saying. You don't have to correct your pronunciation. If you want to sound cleaner, sound more American, then you fix it. But fix isn't even the right word because it's not broken. It's just you're importing your sound habits from your own language into English. But it's very easy to understand your English. I'm assuming that you're in this workshop because you want to learn ways to change those sounds.
Yeah, I want to improve this, of course. I want.
Right. So what really takes is practice. And the practice, if you could mark what you're doing, do you know what a clicker is? Did I talk to you about clicker training? Let me show you. I'm going to leave the beach for 1 second to get a clicker. Hold on.
Whoa, she just disappears. She just walked into the water.
Is that what it looks like? I walk into the water?
Yeah.
You just disappeared the way.
Whoa, it's like God.
That is very cool. Okay, so I have here, I'm going to show you. This is a small device that's used in training. It's used in dog training. It is used in athletic training, Olympic training, and it's called a clicker. I'm going to show you this. They're all different colors, all different sizes. It's just a tiny, like a keychain type thing. And it has a small button here. Wait, I have to do it on top there. I can push the button and make a click sound.
Uh-huh.
This is a fantastic way of working on pronunciation. If you have an American who will work with you, like Patty, for example. If Patty has a clicker in her hand and you go to her and you say, I want to work on the sound, and you read a list of words, and sometimes you say hot, and sometimes you say hot, and you ask Patty to click you every time you say hot, but not when you say hot, then you're going to hear.
And the student needs to have e-color.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is very interesting because there's research being done on clicker training right now because it is so effective at training small muscle movements. They don't know what happens. They know that it makes changes in your brain when someone marks a correct movement that you're doing. I can refer you. I wish I knew how to share screen and do the video. Wait a minute, maybe I can. Let me go to YouTube. I want to show you this clicker training. There's several clicker training videos that I use in my pronunciation class when I'm doing classroom teaching. Let me see if I can find one here. Hold on. Get up here.
About H sound, it seems to me that it would be a great explanation, good explanation. When you try to make sound H, you should do it like breath on the glass.
That's a great analogy. That's a perfect analogy. Thank you. That's great. Yeah, you do it just the way you do when you blow on your glasses.
Yeah.
You don't blow your throat. But the important thing to remember is to concentrate on what your muscles are doing. Like if you take off your glasses and you go, try to concentrate on how that is different from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it in My Fairy Lady. If you watched that movie, this lady, he learned how to pronounce this word, and she actually had a candle, and
right.
yeah, and
blows out the candle.
she
That's
talked.
right. That's right. Exactly. These are only props. These are ways to help you learn what to do with your muscles. If you're not concentrating on your muscles when you're doing these tricks, it will be useless to you. You have to work on becoming aware of what your muscles are doing. Let me see if I can find this. Hang with me 1 second. Okay. In English, it is called tag teach. They call it tag teach, and they call the clicker a tag. They do that because people otherwise might think of dog training or animal training. This is widely used in animal training, but it's also used in human training, and it's fantastic. Let me see. I have the video here. Now, if I can figure out how to share screen, let me put this, let's launch this video and see. I'm going to hit share screen. Tell me, whoops, wait a second. We got to pause this. Move this and pause it. Okay. Now share screen. I'm really bad at technology. I'm so sorry. Share screen.
Technology, because we can hear you now and we can see you, so we can.
You can?
No.
Okay, I'm going to hit share, and let's see.
Oh, there you go.
Can you see? What do you see?
Yeah.
Yes. We can
Nolan,
see your desktop.
Can you see Nolan uses the tag game over here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
fantastic. Okay. This is what I want to show you. Let me make it a little bigger. Watch this. And particularly interesting at the end is that the teacher asks him why he likes learning this way. And he actually explains it. I think he's 4 or 5. I don't remember how old he is.
You tag me when I do the downs. Okay, so watch me when I do down.
So the first thing she's doing, he's learning to write a letter. And the first thing she's doing is she's having him practice with the clicker so that he will understand what she's going to be doing with him. So right now she's writing a letter and she's teaching him how to mark, that's what we call it, mark the correct motions that she's making. She's using certain motions with her hand, and his job is to click every time it's right. So she's teaching him about that, and then she's going to take the clicker and he's going to learn to write the letter M.
You do it now. Which one is it? The M. So you're going to go down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. Wait. You're right. The tag point is down, down, up, down. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Where is that? Down, down, up, down. How am I going to be? Down, down, up, down. Okay. And wait, do you want me to tag each line? Awesome. One point is this for the Z. It's this way, this way, this way. Okay, and so each time you draw it the right way, that's a tag? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You remembered. Do you think this helps? Mm-hmm. Why? Because when I'm doing something right, I know I'm doing the right thing. When you don't do it, then I know I'm not doing something right.
How's that? Isn't that interesting? Okay, so he says, it's good because when I do the right thing, you make the sound. If you don't make the sound, I know I'm not doing it right. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, do the tag. Okay. Down, down, up, down. Do the tagging again. Wait, I know this one. Okay. You have to do the click in the moment. Okay, but do the click. Tagging. Do the tagging again.
So you get the idea. They also use it in sports to learn muscle movements in sports. There's a great video of adolescent girls learning to go over a high jump using clicker training. It's fascinating. So what I do in my pronunciation class where I teach, the college where I teach, is I do the same thing. Basically, I have the students, I pass out clickers and I have the students work with each other. And their job is when they're practicing sounds, when they hear the correct sound from the other speaker, they click. They learn really, really fast. So do you all know people in the United States, friends? Well, you have tutors, which is great at the literacy center. Even though you're not going there now, you know your tutors. But if your tutors could click you when you're doing the sound right, it does something in the brain. They don't understand what happens, but they know that it is a much more effective way of marking correct learning. It's really great.
What about the opposite? If I make wrong sound, is it a way just to click and pay attention to this point that the sound is wrong?
That's a very good question. And the people who do research and learning theory have found that marking the correct response is much more effective than marking the wrong response.
It's probably rewarding. It's probably more rewarding if you hear the click for the correct response.
Well, it is. It's a reward, and it's a punishment if you're clicking for the wrong response. So, for example, you can train a dog either by jerking his collar if he does something wrong, or by giving him a treat if he does something right. Guess which dog learns better? The dog that
I perfectly understand the negative and positive motivation.
Yeah.
I just mean, you see, because our sounds are not good, and there are a lot of wrong sounds. So, as for me, it seems like I made a mistake, and teacher corrected me with this click sound. I don't know.
Are you saying that you would feel that you did something wrong if somebody?
No. I mean, you see, I don't know. I don't know that I made a mistake.
Right.
So teacher just pointed to this mistake. So I hear this click and I correct myself with this click.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't do that. I'm saying that the people who do research on this topic have found that it's much more effective not to point out errors. Now, that said, I will tell you that I want to know my errors. I want my teachers to point out my errors too. But that's different from when you're practicing one single sound like ha, ha, versus ha, ha.
Okay, so we discuss the situation when we have like maybe list of the words with the one sound like V or W, and read this list, and every time the teacher click for the right sound, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
That's the idea. That's the idea. It's best to do it for very small pieces of a word like huh or the or make, meg, mate, made, right, ride. So if you, for example, when I have my students working in pairs in a real classroom, my students are proficient English speakers like you are. They're all very fluent. So they know when a sound is right. Even if they themselves don't always make it right, they recognize when a sound is right. So I break them up into pairs and I give every pair a clicker. And I ask them to work with each other just on one specific sound. Like, for example, with the Spanish speakers, typically, as I mentioned before, Spanish speakers have trouble pronouncing labial consonants, the consonants you make with your lip, in the middle of a word, like prescription, presumption, assumption, where your lips meet together in the middle of a word. Very hard for Spanish speakers because that never happens in their own language. So if you practice just that, you have a list of words that have a middle labial consonant, a consonant that requires bringing your lips together. And you say to the Spanish speaker, here's a list of words, read it for me. And every time you get it right, I'm going to click this. You would be shocked at how quickly they learn. It's really interesting. They know they're doing it wrong already. Like Galina, you were saying, you know you're making mistakes when you speak English. I don't hear many mistakes when you speak, but you're saying that you do. So in your awareness, you think your English is not perfect or you're making mistakes. What you need is for somebody to point out something that you're doing right and then build on that. Your mistakes will fall away, believe it or not. They will fall away. But you only can concentrate on one thing at a time. You cannot stop with every single thing you want to work on. You pick out one thing and you get that right. Like you should hear, my Italian is so elementary and I'm trying to learn to speak Italian. I work on one vowel at a time, one vowel sound. That's all. I just walk around saying that vowel sound over and over. I ask my teacher to tell me when I'm doing that right. I know when I'm doing it wrong. I just want to know how close can I get to doing it right.
I sent you email with internet source of learning Italian. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, there are many internet sources of learning Italian. I have a tutor who runs one of the internet sites that I like the best, and I waited 2 years to get him as a teacher. So, and he's an American. He's not even an Italian, but there's another site I use to practice Italian because the pronunciation on the site is so good. And I just work on one small sound at a time. I think that's the best thing to do when you're trying to learn English pronunciation. Pick a sound that's hard for you. Like you mentioned TH or V, like I will walk away. I will walk away instead of I will walk away. Just have a list of sounds that start with W and get somebody to use a clicker and to click you every time you say it right. I mean, we could actually, Patty, we could do a teacher training session with nothing but that, just practicing clickers with each other and, seeing what that feels like. Because it feels wonderful. You can see that from the little boy. He loves it. He loves it.
Where do you get the clickers?
Oh, you can get them online. If you just, if I go to Google, I don't think you have to put dog in anymore. But if you put dog clickers,
okay,
you'll find sites. There you go. See? Oh, we're not screen sharing. Let me share screen. Can you see over here now?
Not yet.
I clicked share screen. Not yet. Let me click it again. Tell me when you can see. No? No share screen? Well, I keep clicking it and it's not doing it anymore. So.
Okay, that's okay.
Wait. I did something wrong. I have to click another share.
Oh, there it goes.
There. So over here, see these things?
Okay. Oh,
These
yeah,
are all stickers. Yeah, they come in different colors. This one has a little band you can wear around your wrist. So when you're outside, this is called a box clicker here. It makes a louder sound. These are softer clickers, the plastic ones. They're very cheap. These are like $1, $2, $3. And you can order them online. You can order them from Amazon.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's wonderful to work with for any skill that you're learning that involves muscles. Hold on, let me just find this for you, just for fun.
You can have application for the dog's clicker. You can download it into your phone if you want, like electronically. You even don't have.
Really? Oh my God, that's funny.
If you want, I can send everybody what.
Sure. But there's something about pushing the physical clicker that works.
Yeah.
Because it involves muscles. Looking to it on your phone doesn't. That's what we're trying to work on in pronunciation. Teaching people that pronunciation is a matter of muscles more than ears. Of course, you need to hear it too. But hearing it doesn't make your pronunciation better. Muscles, working with your muscles makes your pronunciation better. Okay, teach high jump. Let's see. Here we go. Look at this. These are young girls. They're 10 to 12 years old. They're trying to learn to jump over a pole backwards. The specific muscle movements involved are arching the back, kicking out the leg, holding the arms a certain way, but they only work on one thing at a time. Very, very small piece. And here they are learning a motion that Olympic athletes learn, going over a pole backwards. But it takes Olympic athletes approximately 2 months to learn all the muscle moves. And these girls learn it in about, 3 minutes, something like that. It's pretty amazing. It's being used in golf now. Watch this. The sound is good, right? You can hear it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, how old are you?
9.
9
Have
years
you
old.
ever high jumped before?
No.
Okay, Jennifer, I'll show you. The tag point is arched back.
I'm going to interrupt for a minute so you'll know what you're listening to. The sound isn't perfect even from here. They're saying the tag point is arch back. And what they mean is the muscle movement is. That's the click you're going to hear. That muscle movement is going to get you a click. So the tag point is arch back. If she arches her back, she's going to hear the click. So you'll hear that phrase over and over again. The tag point is arch back. The tag point is kick foot. So watch, here we go.
The tag point is arched back. It's for every 10 minutes, okay?
I can't because I like landing on a box.
The tag point is throw the arms up.
Throw the arms up.
The tag point is arched back.
Wow.
The tag point is shoulders to mat.
Shoulders to mat.
The tag point is kicking up with right foot.
Do you notice that they're trying to learn a complex skill here that involves arching the back, throwing the arms up, kicking the foot, and other movements, but they only work on one small movement at a time. And when the teacher sees that they are losing a part that they worked on, they go back and do it again.
Just standing there, the tag point is kick with right leg bent. Yeah. Do it again. Standing there. The tag point is arched back.
Now they have a rope.
Yeah. Or there's a lot of things here. Hey! Sorry, I was talking. I wasn't watching. The tag point is kick with right leg bent.
Kick with right leg bent.
Really straight.
Yeah, you did. The tag point is arched back. That's back with leg straight again. The tag point is kick with right leg bent. See that? After you're over, the tag point is kick both legs. See that? The tag point is arched back. Yes! Beautiful. Okay, that's the last one.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Now they'll put music to it. Watch.
I can't do it.
So you get it, right? So in 15 minutes, they learned an athletic move that takes a professional athlete 2 months practicing by themselves. So if you can find someone, it doesn't even have to be a native English speaker. It just, for example, Marcella, if you find someone that you can work with and you say, click, every time I bring my lips together in the middle of this word, prescription. Say the word 10 times, prescription, prescription. And only if they see your lips touch, this is what I tell my classroom students, do not click if you understand the word. You're going to understand the word even if the person says prescription. Only click if you see their lips touch, prescription, then you click. You learn really, really fast that way. It's very effective. Nobody understands exactly why, but it's very effective. How do I do this here? Stop share, there, okay. So does everybody kind of understand the principle?
Just very amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
When you see it in practice like that with a little boy first and with adolescent girls, you could look professional. You can look on YouTube for tag teach. That's what they call it in human learning, tag teach. And we call it clicker training in dog learning. And you can clicker train just about any animal, including human animals, to do anything that involves muscles. And pronunciation involves muscles. That's what pronunciation is all about. What are you doing with the muscles in your mouth? You turn your voice muscles on and off. You turn your lip muscles on and off. You move your tongue muscles in different ways. All those things will help you with pronunciation. Today I wanted to add, if I can find the chat, I found some resources I wanted to share with you. This chart, which everybody wanted, let's see if I can drag it over. No, it's not going to let me. Final US chart. Hold on 1 second. I think I can do this, believe it or not. Get rid of this. Pronunciation chart. There we go. Where is it?
Will we work with this one?
Say that again.
Will we work with this one?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Actually, let me give you a couple of links. This is a link to the man who developed the chart explaining it. Now, he speaks British English, but that doesn't matter very much. Check this out. It's not appearing in the chat window, right? Everyone?
Not you.
Nope, I'm trying to paste something in and it won't work. Let me try pasting something else. Oh, I see. I'm doing it wrong, of course. There.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So that is, if you can copy that link, either take your cell phone, take a picture of it or whatever, that is the man who developed the chart explaining it. And I also have the chart somewhere here. Oh, you found it already. I heard the music.
Oh, sorry, it's me.
That's okay, not a problem. Let's see. Okay, no, I don't have the whole chart here. I had it here and it disappeared, and I don't know where it went. So the link is what you really need because you want to listen to how he explains the sounds. And then I wanted to give you some, you remember we talked about minimal pairs? Remember that? Minimal pairs? Where the words are the same exact words, exact sounds, except for one part of the word. And that part it makes all the difference. That's what we've been talking about when we say write and ride. That's a minimal pair because there's just a minimal difference between those two sounds. And it's the consonant, write and ride. Okay, so look at this. It won't let me, will not let me. No, it won't let me. Come on, you guys. Try again. There we go. Here's a set of minimal pairs. Let's just look at this. This is just for practice. What's the matter? What happened?
Oh, no, I see what, I thought I had to copy all that.
No. I think you can drag the whole thing off or take a screenshot. You can find minimal pairs on the web, pretty easy. But they're giving you a list of words here where there's only one tiny piece of sound that's different. Bag and beg. Only the vowel sound is different. Bag, beg. Hat, hut.
Mm-hmm.
Hat, heart. Heart, hot.
Wow.
Heart, hurt. Wait, wet. Do you hear what's happening? Only one small sound changes in each of these words. Anybody want to practice them a little bit? Don't all speak at once. Anybody willing to practice them?
Me,
Go for it, Galina.
bag, bag.
Yep.
Hat, hat.
Yep.
Hat, heart. Heart, hut. Heart, hut. Heart, hurt. Wait, wet. Hay, high. Hair, hay. Bear, beer. Beat, beat, beat. Bad, bird.
Wait, I didn't click that one. Beat.
Beat, 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 beat. Bad, bird. Bag, bug. Bag, once more, if you don't click.
No, I did. Beg and bug.
Bag and bug.
Uh-huh.
Bag, big, big. Bird, board. Bird, bud. Oh, sorry. Pot, port. Boat, boat. Hope, hop. Hole, howl.
Good. See how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The harder ones, these are fairly straightforward. The harder ones are the ones where you have a consonant at the end, the way we've been discussing today. I think I have it here. Minimal pairs, consonants, yeah. Not so many here at the end. I'll copy them anyway. The ones at the end are really good to practice because that's where you can be most misunderstood.
Heart, hurt.
Now, Spanish speakers will have trouble with this. Very and very. Marcella, if you were working with someone with a clicker, you would ask them to click you every time they heard this sound, the. Very and very. This is hard for Spanish speakers because in Spanish there is no distinction between those two sounds. Try it, Marcella.
Very, very,
Say, do it again.
very, very,
Yes, good. And you really concentrated on doing very and putting your teeth on your lip. Very.
very.
Yes, those are the muscles you have to use. Exactly. Try the next one. Here.
Pill and pill,
Yes, bill and pill.
jeep and jeep,
Cheap and jeep.
and jeep.
Jeep.
Yeah, jeep.
Yeah, don't let it move into jip. That's another word. Jeep. Jeep. Yeah,
Jeep.
Jip means to cheat someone. Okay, how about the next one?
Me.
Yeah,
And
cherry.
cherry and cherry.
Ah, tough, huh? Cherry and sherry.
Cherry and cherry.
Yeah. When you are putting a baby to sleep, do you do this? Shh. That's the
Right.
sound.
Okay, thank you.
You do that even in Latin American countries, right? You go shh. That's the sound.
Okay. Cherry.
Sherry. Cherry and sherry.
Cherry and cherry.
Cherry is the fruit,
Mhm.
and sherry is the drink.
Okay.
Cherry, sherry.
Practice that.
Cherry.
Tart,
Mhm.
deep, jeep,
Deep
dent,
and jeep. They misspelled jeep there. Deep and jeep, yes. Dent
tent,
and tent, good.
day and day,
Yes, good.
dow and tart,
What?
What?
Dawn.
and
It's
tart,
dawn and thorn.
thorn,
Yeah, dawn and thorn.
dawn and thorn,
Let's hear the dawn.
down,
Ah, I see you putting your lips together. It doesn't end with an M. You don't put your lips together here. You just say dawn.
dawn,
Yes, that's it. Dawn.
dawn,
Dawn. Early dawn. And
past,
okay. This is going to be really hard.
yeah,
Ferry.
ferry and berry,
Everybody watch Marcella's mouth when she's saying. Say that one again.
Here.
ferry and berry,
Oh, you cheated. No, it's really, really hard for Spanish speakers because they don't have this sound in their language. They just don't. They don't have the. They don't even have b. They have a sound that's halfway between the and b, and it's the. It's softly bringing your lips together and pronouncing not quite b, not quite v. The. So when they have to make a B or a V, both of those are brand new sounds, really. It's hard. Okay, anybody else want to try? Hayan, you want to try a couple?
Okay. So I just
We're down
start
to
with
bag and back.
okay. Back and back.
Good,
Heart, art.
good.
Your.
Okay, let me point out, this also is very hard for Spanish speakers because they say jaw and jor.
Your.
Jor pronunciation is good because they don't have that distinction. I'm pointing out for all of you what the difficulties are in the other languages. So when you listen, you bear that in mind. So jaw and your. Okay, what's the trick to saying your instead of jor?
Your.
Yeah, you've already got it. The trick is to say the sound E, Eeyore. Your. Marcella, when you're saying your, say Eeyore.
your,
Yeah. And when you're saying you say EU.
you,
Because otherwise, if you're a Spanish speaker, you say, you have to take your lunch.
Yeah.
You have to take your lunch. Because you don't have that Y sound. So when you're learning it, you say E, Eeyore, E. Okay, where are we up to? Okay, line and 9.
Line 9.
Good.
Long, long, wrong.
Wow, that was really good. Wait, let me stop. She deserves applause here because it's very hard. These are hard sounds for Asians because in most Asian languages there is no difference between an L and an R. Very hard to learn for Asian languages.
Right.
Long and wrong. Good for you.
Thank you. Mice, nice.
Yes.
Sun, sun.
Good.
Bank, bang.
Good.
Rock, walk.
Good.
Seat, sheet.
Good.
Sing, thing.
Good.
Zoo, zoo.
Good. That's a hard one.
Ting, thing.
Good. I'd like to hear more of an "is" sound on this instead of teen and theme. Say tin.
Tin.
Yes.
Ting, 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 thing.
Tin, tin, thin. Tin, thin.
Ting, thing. Ting, thing.
Yes, you got it.
Then.
Yeah. Then and then.
Then.
Yes.
Then.
Okay, and
This
is the Slavic speaker's nightmare.
Verse.
It's your nightmare too.
Yeah, it's hard. Of course
it's hard. So it's verse and worse. So what are you going to do to pronounce worse? You're going to start with ooh and then say worse.
Ooh, worse.
Yes.
Worse.
See how beautiful that sounds? Worse. Verse and
worse. Then how about the first one? I don't know how to pronounce the V.
Verse. Very.
Verse.
Verse.
Verse. Verse.
Yes.
Verse. A verse.
Yes. Verse.
Verse. Verse. Verse.
And worse.
Worse. Worse.
Can you hear how she made that change? Patty, did you notice that?
Verse.
Yeah, I can see her lips changing. Yep.
Right. But she started off by saying, I can't do that. And she was saying verse and verse. And suddenly now, because she's using her muscles differently, she's saying verse and worse.
Verse and worse.
Yes.
Worse. Worse.
I am sorry, teacher. I need to go to the other class. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's 7:15. Thank you for reminding
me. Thank you very much.
Sorry for keeping you guys over. So we'll have our next session next month. You're all invited. Bring your friends. Bring anything you want to practice and tell me what it is so I don't forget and I don't overlook you. Is this helpful to you? Is there anything you want me to do that I'm not doing?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been helpful a lot. Yeah, it's
Very
been helpful a lot.
Very helpful.
Good. So I invite you back next month. Come and practice again. Bring your problem words and we'll do the same thing.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch Adrienne Underhill's video if you can. It's wonderful. The link I gave you. It's really wonderful. Did everybody get a chance to, before I close it off, did everybody get a chance to copy that?
I took a picture.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.